everyone, and welcome to the second day of our Zombicide 10th anniversary live stream updates. I am joined today by two new faces whom I don't think you've met before. So here are Marcela Fabretti, our producer,
Hello, guys.
And Fel Barros, designer and lead of what we've been calling the Z Team.
Hello.
Correct?
Yep, that's right.
So can you guys introduce yourselves first? Like games you have worked on before and everything else. Let's start with Marcela.
Hello, everyone. I am the producer behind Zombicide Second Edition, the whole line of Zombicide Second Edition. So since we're celebrating our 10-year Zombicide anniversary, I did a lot of work on Zombicide Second Edition, the two campaign expansions, all the smaller character packs. I'm also the producer behind the Zombicide Chronicles RPG. So as you guys can imagine, I am super excited to be here today.
What about you, Phil?
Well, I'm the old side of the company. I've been here for 7 years, and I worked on a ton of games. I think the highlights would be I was the lead developer for Rising Sun. I worked on Ethnos. I was the designer for Narcos, God of War, Gekido, Looters, and some others. And since 2020, we've been assembling this beautiful Z team with me, Fabio Tola, Rodrigo Soneso, and Tyvon Glenn. And we have some exciting stuff to bring to you today.
Yes, today we have lots of announcements to make. So we'll get right to the first one. And we're really excited about this one in particular. You know how there is this ongoing meme in the internet that if you go to any celebrity's Instagram, the third comment will always be, please come to Brazil.
Please come to Brazil.
Well, guess what? Someone heard you. And we're coming to Brazil. What are we looking at, Fel?
Well, honestly, this is my most anticipated product in 7 years at the company. I've never been more excited when we learned that we can do a campaign expansion for Zombicide, a world tour, and starting this beautiful thing with Rio de Janeiro. That's my hometown. If you don't know, this is like my soccer team. It's called Flamengo. It's a Brazilian soccer team, and yeah, it's this beauty you were seeing there. It's like I started this storytelling based campaign for Modern, the second edition, and we are starting with all the jazz or all the samba, if you will.
Well, Marcela, what can you tell us about this box?
Well, I can tell that I am very happy about it. We've been working on that for over a year now, and we've been holding on to this secret very tightly for over a year now. And since this specific box is very close to our hearts, because we have lots of Brazilians in our team. The development team behind this game was crowded with Brazilian people, and we really wanted to translate well both the experience at Carnival at Rio, one of the biggest parties in the world. So we wanted the experience of Carnival translated and mixed well with the experience of a zombie apocalypse. So we decided what best moment to start the end of the world, to start a world apocalypse, a zombie apocalypse, probably Carnival in Rio. So this box we have a lot of the most well-known international tropes for Brazilian and Carioca culture. But we also have things that only people that have been to Rio, have been to Brazil, or are Brazilians will understand. And we are very excited about these little jokes that we got here and there that only people who have been here before will probably get. And I think they'll really love it. And I think we got to match the style of everything of Rio, of the famous places from Rio, and the action of Zombicide, of the usual Zombicide, End of the World. And I believe we could mix this really well in a campaign that evolves throughout 10 missions, and that throughout 10 missions you get to know better characters that are on the table with you, the characters that you meet throughout the story, the characters that you have to fight alongside to get where you want in the end of the story. So we are very excited about that. We're very excited to give the rest of the world a little taste of our home.
Yeah. So much like Washington, D.C., this is a campaign expansion, correct?
Correct. We have a story. The campaign, the main story of this campaign was developed by our team, or the same team that's responsible for writing the amazing Zombicide Chronicles RPG content. So we have a little bit of that there, and you have the story that develops. You meet your side characters. You meet the other survivors in mission one. You figure out the world design, and you have to do something, and what you have to do actually develops throughout 10 different missions, and you have to achieve many different things. You have to gather lots of achievements. You have to save a lot of people, and you're trying to avoid dying in a terrible zombicide way.
As usual. Well,
As usual.
let's meet some of our characters, shall we?
Yes,
so first
please.
up,
Yes, this is the capoeira fighter. We are very happy about this character because capoeira it's a very typical Brazilian sport, a Brazilian martial art, and it's simply amazing. If you guys fight it, if you guys know anything about that, you know how cool that is and how well it matches with Zombicide. And the pleasure of being able to kick a zombie in the head.
so cool. Well, up next, I'll ask Phil to introduce this next one. Who's this guy?
This is called MC Jordim. He's like a funk artist. It's a very traditional musical style in Brazil, and it has this whole pimp, like the like a would a translation for English would be like a gangster style. It's something like he uses a lot of bling, as you can see, and it's I would like to mention that we try to bring some um, artists and stuff from Brazil. If you can go to the box, we can just a little go back to
Sure.
the box real fast. We had a graffiti artist doing helping give it this slums vibe that we call favela in Brazil, and because the favelas are like on top of cliffs, this is like a good place to hide from a zombie horde. And the Rio de Janeiro will start on this called Rocinha. It's one of the biggest favelas in Brazil. So, and MC Jordan comes from there, and we have this whole um, backstory and some more intricate storytelling elements that you're gonna see courtesy from our Italian friends that helped us flesh out this amazing campaign box.
Mhm. Also, there is an Easter egg in this box, right, Marcela?
We have some. Actually, we have some of them. Since graffiti is so huge here in all around Brazil, but specifically in Rio and in the favelas from Rio, we have we have like graffitied our way through the walls in this cover. So you'll find we have the amazing artwork from Marcelo Eco that takes like the highlight. It's the highlight of the graffiti art in this cover. But we also have some things that are known to Brazilians. So, for example, we have gentileza gera gentileza, which can be freely translated as kindness leads to or generates kindness.
Yeah.
But here we gave it our twist become zumbi gera zumbizeira. Zombies generate more zombies. That's kind of like it.
Which is true.
It's it's not wrong. That's how apocalypse
It's not
works.
true. Hmm.
So yeah, it will be really cool. You guys can get the box in your hands and you can like look at the little details on the walls. You'll find lots of new cool things.
I see a few questions. Let's get to some of them while we see some new characters. So, will it be available for pre-order, or will it be part of a Kickstarter? The the answer here is neither, but I'll pass the baton to Marcelo.
Yeah, neither. This will go straight to retail. This will go straight to retail beginning next year. So release is not that far away, and soon enough you guys should probably be able to get this book in time to enjoy next year's carnival party.
Yeah, speaking of Carnaval, let's take a look at some zombies. So,
Those beauties.
yes.
Yeah, so this is like we call in Brazil we called mestre sala and porta bandeira. These are like hosts for a carnival party, and since the you're gonna see, I don't want to spoil the story too much, but it passes starts on carnival. So some people were beaten while they were dressed in costumes. So you're gonna see a bit of that, and it was very uh, translating our culture to a Zombicide game was a very difficult process, and but we worked with a lot of artists, and we showed a lot of references, and we tried to make it as faithful as possible. And this is what we have exactly two important figures from Brazilian Carnival.
Yeah. Another question that we might want to address. Sorry. Is this English only, or is it open for localization if the European partners want it? I like that. It asks specifically about the Europeans. You guys are most welcome. So, Marcela, can you tackle this
It's
one?
it's fully open for localization. Our clients, if they want, they can get it, and we would love to share a little bit of our zombie carnival with the rest of the world. So if in countries that already localize, already translate and sell the former boxes for Zombicide Second Edition, there's a huge chance that they'll want to get this one either. Also, sorry. So yeah, fully open for localization.
Yep. Well, of course, we have new characters and we also have a new setting, which comes with loads of cool new twists that I think you guys can briefly cover next. So, these, if you've ever been to Brazil, these look so familiar. It's it's
Yeah,
uncanny.
it's the famous sidewalk of Copacabana.
Yeah.
Copacabana, it's a very famous neighborhood. There are songs written about it, and I remember when we asked it to do a tile reference, we went crazy and we tried to fit in like 10 different, sightseeing places from Rio. But then Marcela, it's like she's like our barrier for our dream, so she has to hold us back. No, Fel, that's too much. You need
I'm
to choose
trying.
only.
I'm trying really
Yeah,
hard to make your dream reality, Phil.
yeah, yeah. Help me make you make you happy. So like we had like we chose like 10, 12 different places that we wanted to showcase, but unfortunately because of the way the missions work and how we need to make a complete map, we had to narrow down to three different locations. So you are seeing there two of them. It's the Copacabana beach, like it's where your adventure will start, and the sidewalk is a very emblematic, and of course because it's a street, it's on the sidewalk, it matches really well with our Zombicide mechanics. So it was a beauty. Honestly, I'm very proud. You're gonna see me licking this very hard because it's very beautiful, and I'm really happy with how the tiles turn out. And on the right, you can see a little of the slums because they are and we are introducing a concept called narrow passage that you're gonna we explore further later, but it's a new mechanic for the map, and this is a beautiful on the right. It's a beautiful tile of the slums, and it's of course compatible with second edition, and I think I'll talk more on the next slide because I want to address the community aspects of it as well.
Yeah, this is just a brief summary. We'll talk a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
more about this in the upcoming months, but we just wanted to tell you all about some of the cool new things coming in the box. So there is one final thing we'll show today, which is the wound deck. So what
yeah.
is this? How does this work?
Yeah, so basically, and here I want to give a shout out to our communities, our Facebook groups, our Discord community, the playtesters, the Brazilians that are here on the side right now. A big kiss to you all. And this is something that for a while, Zombicide has been more than just a simple game. It's like a whole system by itself. It's a sandbox, and what we try to do here is like this is a small pack of cards that it's introduced in Rio, but it's fully compatible with other aspects of the game, and you can use as you wish. So this is like whenever you take a wound, you draw one of the cards, and it's a little storytelling element to it. It's like, oh, I took a wound. It's just a light wound. Nothing happens. Oh, I broke my arm, so I can only use one weapon now, or I'm like limping or something. It's like we added a little flavor to how you were dealt wounds in the game, and this is compatible with modern settings. So you can use in other in your modern games. That's the gist of it. Of course, makes the game harder. So it's up to you to use it or not.
Yeah, speaking of making the game harder, I was
Yeah,
told that this is a campaign that will be significantly harder than what we've published so
yeah.
far, right?
Basically what we try to like with every product we always listen to the feedback of the community, and one thing that people were asking on specifically for the campaign boxes were to be harder, and well your wish is our duty.
Command.
So yeah, your wish is our command. So we made sure that, and that then I need to mention again the development team on this, the Rodrigo Sonesto and Tyvon Glenn. They did an awesome job of making sure that we had uh, mission 10 is not doable if you are not doing a campaign. You cannot just go, oh, I'm going to do mission 10 because I feel like it. No, you can't. You're going to lose really bad. So you need to go through all the 10 missions in order, and the difficulty really escalates throughout the whole campaign. We did a few runs with local playtesters, so some are here. So thank you, playtesters. You were very instrumental to make this work, and we are very happy of how our world tour is beginning, and this is our goal moving forward, of course.
Yeah, so now don't try going to a speed run throughout the 10 missions because you'll have a hard time.
True.
Yeah,
Well, you mentioned that the story here was developed by our Italian team, correct?
That's right.
We do have one of them here, so let's welcome Francesco Nepitello from our Italian team. Hello, Francesco.
Hello,
How are
everyone.
you?
Fine, thank you. I was listening with at the presentation because there's a lot of stuff that you guys in the Brazilian Z team have been busy with that we didn't even see yet. We were very honored in being part of the project in the beginning and giving our help in giving a storytelling touch to the story. But you've been doing so much on this. I'm really looking forward to see it. The wounds idea is just brilliant. and also the narrow passage. It's intriguing. So
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
We are
and
happy as well.
I would like to mention that there might be more in the future of this collaboration between the teams on stuff that could be similar to that, but of course not to spoil anything more than that. But yeah, if our fans, if the Zombicide players will like it, we will certainly try uh, to go there again in one way or another.
Who knows? This might be just the start of the Zombicide World Tour.
Yeah, that would
We'll
be
I
head around the world in 80 games. Did I hear that right?
No spoilers. No spoilers.
God, no.
So
But
Fel and
we are
myself.
starting. We're starting on the right foot.
We started with a beautiful city,
Yeah.
and I'm excited for what's to come.
yeah.
Fel and Marcela, I'll talk to you really soon. Now we'll stay with Francesco to talk a little bit about our second topic of the day, which is the RPG. So,
We'll be
see you
right back.
both.
See you soon. Bye bye.
See you soon, guys.
Bye, guys.
Hi, Francesco. How have you been?
Hi, Elena. Very well, very well. We're very hot at the moment in Venice, so I'm feeling for you where in Brazil it's probably going the other way, right?
Yeah.
I still have to wrap my mind around this, that it's getting colder in Brazil, where here it's getting so much warmer. So yeah,
Yeah.
we've been busy with lots of storytelling stuff connected to Zombicide after the experiment that we did with Zombicide Chronicles, the role playing game that went very well, and that we debuted on Drive-Thru recently. It was something we wanted to do since a while, but now we have the Zombicide core book, Zombicide Chronicles role playing game core book on Drive-Thru, and all the expansions together also with all the material that we developed and published so far only on the website, on the Simon website. And so, if you're interested in exploring the storytelling element of Zombicide in a deeper way, you can head there on Drive-Thru and just get the quick starter that is there for free. So you can just have a taste of what we did with Zombicide Chronicles, and there's a lot of free missions there. So there's quite a bit to explore if you're interested in. If you play D&D or any other type of role playing game, you can probably have a look at what we did with Zombicide.
Yeah, we've Zombicide Chronicles was part of the second edition campaign a few years ago, and it's now available for non-backers. You can get it on Drive-Thru RPG right now. Both the core book and everything else. Francesco, can you just talk briefly about the reception of the RPG so far and the main elements that you wanted to convey when you were developing this project, and how it is to now see it out in the wild, all grown up and doing all sorts of things?
You know, what we wanted to do with that is it was sort of an experiment because our studio that is, let's call it the Venice studio because it's based around our office here, but we have designers all over the peninsula because we work with Umberto Pignatelli, who's the main designer for New Campaign, but I will go there, and also work with the Brazilian Z team on the campaign. And we have Michele Garbuggio who worked with me on the One Ring, the role-playing game for the Lord of the Rings. So we've been brought in the company to develop the role-playing game aspect and the storytelling element. So, for example, we worked on the Trudvang Legends board game, the final version of that. So, the company is putting a lot in that direction. So we have a lot of projects that will soon be revealed, and some sooner, some later, because there is a pipeline. And we're super excited in showing that the company is so interested in exploring more theme dense type of games, both in the board game part and in the role playing games. So Zombicide was the natural step for us because Zombicide is probably the most popular game by Simon, and also the most intriguing world, because it's so easy to imagine ourselves playing in the world of Zombicide, because it's a sort of a template. You just apply the zombie apocalypse, the outbreak, in your own life, and you can see it. So we made the game that can be played exactly like that. You can decide if you're in Berlin or you're in Washington D.C. You can just use the rules in the game to turn your own city, what you know well, into the perfect scenario for a zombie apocalypse. And so we developed that. We developed the core game and an anthology of adventures, missions, and a companion book for with additional rules, additional monsters, and a game master screen with some play aids. So it's already a full line of stuff that can give players a long time, a long gameplay, months and months of gameplay. But the new things that we can announce now is that we are also developing a full campaign for the Zombicide role-playing game that is called Road to Heaven. And so it's not that's it. Yeah. Also, the cover is just work in progress, so the graphic won't be the final one, but can give you an idea. And so it's instead of being just a collection of unconnected missions, it is a full campaign. Again, written mainly by our main writer, Umberto Pignatelli, and then we all worked on it to develop the story and the mechanics and so on. So that is going to give quite a lot of legs, to the role-playing game, because even if the role-playing game by itself is written in a way that it's incredibly easy to just create your own stuff, because we have mission types, so you just choose a mission type, you choose a location, and you just go and develop your Zombicide mission. We decided to give something more, so to have someone writing a very good story, and that's what Umberto did, and that's what you're going to see. It's in development. It's going to be straight to retail, so not part of any Kickstarter or pre-order. It's going to be to join the product line that is already it's already available in different languages, by the way. It's available in French, and so it's we're going to populate the product line with more stuff. So Zombicide Chronicles was just the beginning.
Yes, there is a lot coming. That's really exciting. It's what you're working on now. So when can we expect this to drop? A rough idea. I know these things are always a wild guesses.
By the end of the year. By the end of the year.
By the end of the year. Well, for our next announcement of the day, I'm going to bring in two new people, which are our producer Guilherme Goulart and designer Marco Portugal. How are both of you?
Hello, everyone. How are you all doing?
Hi, guys.
Good. Francesco, thank you very much for joining us. I hope I'll talk to you very soon. And we'll keep an eye out for the new adventures in the Chronicles line.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
See you.
So, Guilherme and Marco are producers for, the producer and the designer for a project that we have already spoken about, but not given any updates since. So, before we go into that, I just for the audience, a general reminder: if you missed yesterday's live stream, we have character packs for the boys available for pre-order right now. Make sure to check them out. So this is halfway through our live for today. So that was just a brief reminder. So you both, are you ready for our announcement of the day, our third announcement of the day?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. So it's Zombicide Gear Up. How let's dive right in. We have talked about this before with one of the designers, Georgi, and now we can finally say it's coming. We are famous for our coming soons, but this actually has a date, right, Guilherme? When is
Ab-
this dropping?
Absolutely. So by Gen Con, we'll be able to demo and be able to purchase it. So last time we were here, I was talking with the other author, so with Jordi Adan. So this is designed by Marco, who's here with us, and Jordi. We were talking about just basically a tease on announcing. Today we get to bring you the news that we're bringing this to the market. We're very, very excited. I'm very spoiled. I get to work with Marco a lot. That's a privilege for very little, a few people. um, we've just worked on Death May Die. We've worked on Massive Darkness 2, which has been great to see
Oh
the
yeah.
reception. That's the latest project we worked on. And Zombicide Gear Up has been just very, very exciting because of how different this is for us and how it expands the Zombicide universe for us. It's a flip and write, just a real quick gist of the game. It's a flip and write game that is cooperative. Where your survivors, you have to fight a very large horde of zombies that are coming your way, and you have to hold on until the boss comes up. And the cool thing about this is that the weapons you're using are basically your polyomino shapes. They're using to draw on the zombie cards, and of course waves and waves of zombies that are slowly but surely moving towards you, and it becomes this collaborative team effort to basically crack this puzzle, shoot all the zombies, and hold on until the boss comes up, and he is a large card with plenty of damage that needs to be dealt collectively to him.
Yeah, this is very different from the rest of the line. Can you tell us a little bit more, Marco, about the process of coming up with a role and right for Zombicide?
Okay, so uh, I was talking with Jordi a while back, and we are talking about how we could expand the universe, the Zombicide franchise, and we since he was had released cartographers, I told him why don't we make a flip and write Zombicide game? Like we could like reach new audience for the game, like because Zombicide is a really huge game. You have to spend a lot of hours playing it. So why don't we make a lighter game that can reach like families and a different audience could meet and get to know the universe. So we started designing it. We liked it and we showed it to the team, and everyone said, "Well, let's make it. Let's do it."
Yeah, it's a really different game experience, right? This is a lot a lot shorter in terms of setup, a lot shorter in terms of gameplay. It's one of those games that you can play many times in a row and not get
Yeah, yes.
tired.
Yes, that's what we were thinking about. Like we wanted to have this the same Zombicide experience but shorter and lighter, and like you could play multiple games in a row, and it's easier. Also, actually have like different difficulty levels. So if you really want a hard game, you can also play that. But the main game, it's not that hard. It's more like, oh, let's try to fend off the zombies and kill the boss, but just have a great time together. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
I'm sorry, Guilherme. I just saw a few comments of some people saying, "No, no, please don't write on the cards."
so yeah,
So can you just clarify?
there's a few angles to this. So first off, the cards are dry erasable, and you do have the markers on the game, so it's good. We play test this like exhaustively. We want to make sure that everything is made for you to write and erase as much as you'd like. Um, there's also something very cool about the replayability of this. That is, you have six bosses in the game. Every boss proposes a completely different challenge for players in the way they have to approach and deal with their tactics and special powers. And the other thing that I personally found very cool is that there are multiple ways for you to upgrade your weapons. The weapons are represented by the colored icons on the top of the that you can see there on the top of the server dashboard, and every time basically you get to level up, you get to decide an upgrade for your weapons. That means you can try different strategies, which weapons you're going to evolve, and how for this game, for the next game. Plus, as Marco said, there are multiple levels of difficulty, and there is an exclusive solo mode. So we really try to package as much game content as possible into this box for you.
Yeah, one thing that I'd like to mention is also that each character has a unique uh, special power. So playing with different characters is really different as well. You could try all the 6 different characters in the box and have different experiences because of the different abilities that they have. Oh, I think you're muted,
Oh
Elena.
yes, that's right. I was muted because in typical, we were talking about Brazilian tropes earlier on in the Rio campaign, and in typical Brazilian fashion, the car that sells eggs was in my street.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and I spared you guys from that sound. so, so this is very different. We understand that, and that's why we invite you all to try it out on Gen Con.
Oh yeah,
So Guilherme, tell us more.
All right, so this we brought back our veteran artist Daniel Rizzo to work on the cover arts and on the survivors. We had a lot of fun coming up with like fun, quirky zombies for this. There are zombies dressed in penguin costumes. There is the people who were zombified while carrying trash bags around. So there's the stinky zombies.
yeah.
We have a different types of zombified dogs in here. So there's a bunch of fun, just new angles we wanted to bring to the table with Zombicide. And as you said, Elena, so this will be available at Gen Con to demo and to purchase. So this is what we wanted to mostly bring to you is that this is coming out very soon. You guys will be able to play and buy this game.
Really excited to see you there. Um, it will be, yeah, you can both demo it and get it immediately. We sure hope you do. But in any way, we hope you have a great time with it. Speaking of Gen Con, let me just bring back really quickly Fel and Marcela. Hello.
Hello.
Long time no see, guys.
Long time no
We're back.
see.
Full
Hope you
Brazilian
didn't miss
invasion.
us.
Yeah.
There is one thing we didn't mention about Gen Con earlier on, Fel.
Oh yeah, we are excited to bring you a whole new convention experience. The Z team designed it especially for our anniversary, mega event for up to 18 people. It's gonna be a super mission that's gonna be up to 18 players, and you have 3 different tables, 3 different areas of Indianapolis. And the gist of it is that you will physically change tables during the mission. So you start on one corner with your faction, and then you have to go sit on 2 other maps to play. And we are very excited to see how people will react, what are the strategies. But it's a whole new way of playing Zombicide, and we have exciting prizes, and I think it's already available to purchase on the Gen Con website, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
yeah,
So I hope you guys attending Gen Con have a chance to participate in this, and let us know on Facebook, on Discord, on our channels, so we know if you guys enjoy it. We are very excited for it. It's as usual, we are trying to push the boundaries with Zombicide, and this is an exciting new chapter for us.
yeah. This year we'll be attending Gen Con physically for the first time in a while.
Oh yeah.
Really exciting to be able to do that on the 10th anniversary of Zombicide.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Guilherme and Marco, I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for joining us. I'll keep Marcela and Fel here with me for our final announcement of the day. Thank you both so much.
Very cool. Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So, hello, we're back to the beginning. It's us three
Hello
again.
again.
We're
It's
back.
us, it's us four again. I have a special guest here with me.
Oh, adorable. Hello there. Well, for our final, I guess, announcement of the day, let's go around it like we did last time, shall we? Comment section. We have a little charade for you to guess. We have some new guests coming to Zombicide, and you have to figure out who they are. I trust you, comment section. Who are these guys? Let's see. Clock is ticking. Okay, I get.
Oh
Oh,
damn!
oh, damn!
I
That
told,
that was
I
fast.
told you.
That was fast.
That was fast. That was fast. Let me pick just one of the
Wow.
several correct answers.
People are really. See?
Yep,
Trust, trust,
yep.
trust
So
the
many
fan
people.
base.
We were before the live started. We were discussing. Do you think people will get this? Is this one too hard?
Apparently not.
I don't know why we worry, honestly.
We have
Yeah.
professionals at the comment section.
Yes, these have been heavily requested characters for the longest time. I think ever since the very first Zombicide. So we're so excited to say we're bringing you supernatural character packs.
Yeah.
So, Fel and Marcela, what can you tell us about these?
I
Well,
found. Do you want to start?
yeah. You give the whole the general idea, then I get a little more specific.
Okay, cool. Well, basically, it's been heavily requested throughout all the 10 years because Supernatural is older by a small margin than Zombicide. So ever since, we've been getting tons of requests because they just match the idea of the game and the game line so well. Because they save people, they hunt things, that's the family business. And it's the fan base, it's very big and it's very faithful to the show. And the show, if you're a fan, if you're like if you just watch the beginning of the series, if you watch it all the way to the middle, if you watch the whole thing, the series was a part of your life. Like you dedicated some years of your life to this show, so it gets a special place. So did we, and it has a special place in our hearts. So we are very happy to be translating this show, adapting this show, and bringing it all the way to the Zombicide tabletop. And I think you guys will like really much what we have here, all the characters we have here, and what we are planning for these character packs. The producers of these character packs, they are working super hard, close, very close to the licensors. We've been working on that. We've been planning that product and working on that product for a long while now, and we are all really proud of we have right now. We hope you guys will be happy with it too.
Yeah. And Fel, what can you tell us about how these guys work on the tabletop?
Well, Supernatural was a tricky one for us because if you haven't seen the show, they're like, as Marcella said, it's a family business to hunt the supernatural creatures, and as the seasons pass, they get stronger, stronger, and like god level heights, and it was like, how can we translate this into Zombicide that it's more as down to earth as we can put it. So we had to do is like we added a few cool weapons. So you're gonna see we are not we today's just a tease, so I'll just talk in general. So please don't be mad at me, but it's just like a general pass. We have some very strong new weapons to for them to use. We'll have some abominations, and of course we had the brothers, and because it's such a strong relationship, we had to have the blue skill for them to be brothers in arms. So them, both of them, they have the brothers in arms skills as on their blue level, and we also have. Can I say the next character that's a beloved one? We can no, the
Well,
one we're gonna show now. Can you move to the next slide?
yeah, this one? You'd say this guy's a beloved character?
No, not so, but yeah, but we can talk about him. This is the Wendigo, and it's funny because all the most of the supernatural characters have a very specific weakness, like they can only be killed with a specific weapon, and there's whole mythology around them. And so this guy there, he's very hard to kill. So it's a throwback to old abominations, and you cannot use a 3 damage weapon to kill him. It's only through good old Molotov. So we have this going for him, and he's very fast. So it's funny because when we when you look at the series and you look at the guys describing those enemies, like, oh, they're super fast and they kill you in a glance, and they have the claws and super strength, super fast, everything is super. So it was not an easy translation for the tabletop, but as we are very happy with how they turned it out. And of course, they are, because they're so strong, they are very hard to kill. And we recommend, if you're gonna use the supernatural abominations, you add also the weapons that come with them.
I see a question here. Can we address it before we go to the final character we'll be revealing today? There is more in these packs, but we won't show everything all at once. So first, for which zombicide is this? Marcela, I guess you're the one to answer that one.
Actually, I'd like Fel's help with this, just to be sure, because it's for second edition.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
for modern,
yeah.
but is it only for second edition, or do
Yeah,
we?
it's a sec, like with our as we said yesterday, with our character specs, we are now supporting second edition only for the modern setting. And this we included the pimp weapons and the abominations, and of course it's with all the second edition line, it's compatible, but it's a second edition setting.
That being said, much like we said for the boys yesterday, one of the things we love about Zombicide is how sandboxy it is. So, while thematically the area they fit the most is modern, obviously, by all means, we're not calling the board game police if you want to time travel them to the fantasy line.
Yeah, honestly, like we are trying more. Like I'm mostly a lurker on those on the communities. Like, but it's a daily read for me. Both the Facebook groups and the Discord group for Zombicide. Another shout out for them. And many of what we are trying to do for the past few years is, oh, so people really enjoy this. And like from yesterday, we had the Zombicide weather, and I'm like, how can we add somehow Zombicide weather anywhere on the line? So stay tuned for that. We'll try to make Zombicide weather come true. And yeah, it is what it is. And for this, like, we always encourage people, like we have a few very active people doing their own fan made content, and we really encourage this, like how the Zombicide is such a beloved game, and it's very rewarding for us to see how they put the time and the love into our franchise. And I'm pretty sure we'll very soon see medieval versions of everything we release it. So, and also sci-fi. So I'm not worried about that. Shout out to Kurt. Kurt is a very active on this whole changing characters, and he already won one of our contests. So he's a very nice guy, and he is a symbol of our community for sure.
Ooh, I have another question here. When is this up for pre-order? So do we have a time frame here?
We do. We're talking about an August pre-order,
Yeah,
so
most
it's
likely.
not immediate. It's not as fast as device, unfortunately, but it's soon. It's getting here, guys.
It's coming.
Hmm.
Well, we have a final review of a character. We won't be revealing everything for these specs as of yet, but we have a final character we want to show you guys today. And I think this will make a lot of people very, very happy. Let's see.
That's our beloved one.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, we had to had Crowley on the roster, and one cool thing that we made sure to happen because he's like this anti-hero or straight out villain, and like throughout the show, so we made both an abomination and a playable survivor character for him. So you can play either side, and he's like this sneaky guy. So we added a tactician. That's my favorite blue skill, and he's of course one of the best characters in the show. So it was a good match for this character, and we will reveal more as time comes. But we are very happy with how he turned out. And just to reinforce, we have more than those four miniatures. It will have a few packs, and we have a good amount of weapons, abominations, very hard ones for sure because of how the show progressed, and we are very excited to talk to you more in the future about those.
Yeah, and we also have a good amount of beloved characters from very all the. I'm not going to say all the seasons because there are a lot of them, but we have many beloved characters from like the whole of the story. I've seen like many comments requesting and asking about beloved characters. Just keep an eye out because most of you will be really happy when everything is released.
Yeah. Yeah, we will probably talk a lot about this in the upcoming weeks. So stay tuned for that. I think we're heading towards the end of the time we had for today. But before we finish today's live streams, I just wanted to address something really quickly. I've seen a bunch of questions about Army of the Dead and some other things. This is not what we're here to discuss today, but I guess since you guys both are involved in that prediction, maybe you can give us a brief update. Army of the Dead, no, well, or is it no more? No, it's not no more. It's still coming. Don't worry. Just
Yeah, it's a standalone box. It's also done by Z Team. Me, Fabitola, Toy Von Glenn, Rodrigo Soneso, Marcela, our beloved producer, worked on the game as well. Uh, it's it's his own thing. Like when we said about the Night of the Living Dead, it's a box by itself. We have, of course, exciting new features, and we also have made sure that some of those features will be available to be used with modern second edition as well. And we are very excited to talk about it more. It's We are at the end of the road, like the development's done. We are on the post production, so we are very excited for this product. I think it will be a great addition to the line, and we'll surely may come back here with Elena and talk about extensively about it. And we are very happy that you guys are so excited and curious about it because we are very happy with how the product turned out. It's a, it's not a, it's of course Zombicide, but we made some good departures from the base. So I think you guys will be really excited about it.
Yeah, please expect a lot of exciting new features that will match the movie. But of course, it's working on a licensed game. It's a whole new challenge. There's a lot of new layers. So we thank you all for your patience. But please keep excited because it will be so worth it. I promise it. I really like this project. This has a very special place in my heart. This box has a very special place, and I think it's well worth the excitement.
Really cool. And finally, another question I've been seeing a lot, just very, very briefly. Dark Knight Metal and Thundercats. Yes, both of these are coming directly to retail, likely in the upcoming months. Many stores are already taking pre-orders. So check with your local store because these are done right. You both worked on this as well.
I didn't. The credit goes fully to Kenneth Zwan, our team at Singapore. I'm just here to represent them and to tell they all did a great job.
Yes, Rafael did, correct?
Oh yeah, it's also a Zitzing work, and we are very proud that our some international partners picked it up. So it was just announced in Brazil last week. So kudos to our Brazilian partner Galapagos Jogos for bringing this beauty closer to home, so we don't have to go through all the customs and everything. We need to have our stuff here, and it's all like character packs, but also have their own gifts and their own thing, and we are very happy with how they turned it out. And as usual, you can see very unique and flavorful, because we always try to bring stuff that we are big fans of, and as a kids of the 80s, Thundercats were very close to home, and of course Batman, it's Batman, right? Everybody loves Batman.
Well, I think that concludes what we had to say for today. I hope we will see all of you very soon at Gen Con, hopefully, and if not, in future live streams. Thank you, Phil and Marcela, for joining me today. Do you have any final message for our viewers?
Yeah, I would like to thank you, all the Brazilians that flooded the chat today. You are very, very warm. My debut here on the Simon Lives was very warm because of you guys. And also a big shout out to our huge Zombicide community. I've talked to you about you guys a few times, and I'm going to repeat myself because you guys are amazing. And I've been doing this for 7 years, and these last few years where I've been working exclusively with Zombicide have been very rewarding for me because of how you guys are very passionate and crazy about the game. And of course, because we work with the game, we feel the love as well. So thank you very much. Thank you. I think you're gonna love Zombicide Rio. Arm of the Dead will be great. Trust me, very please. And goodbye. Thank you very much. Valeu, galera. Beijo aí pro Brasil. Falou.
Thank you, Elena, for having us as well. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. Really happy to be here. Bye, Brazil.
Thank you
Beijo.
all. Hope I'll see you all soon. Bye.
Selvagem. Falou.
Bye, guys.